Hey Lunatics Collective. This is our lunar pool for October 15th, 2019. A daily reading that will give us messages for the time surrounding and following the 15th of October 2019. It looks like many of us are dealing with important decisions that are difficult to make anyway. I see 2 9s closing out cycles or getting close to closing out cycles for some. Passionate, intense, heated communication messages regarding decisions, memories, nostalgia, your past. A lot of us are dealing with having manifested a certain level of independence, but having worries and anxieties and fears surrounding maintaining it, or what all that independence means. Still having memories about someone that we're not sure we want to be independent from. Soulmate energy, maybe. That may be why a lot of you feel that you have a decision to make still. Why there's a lot of, again, heated, passionate communication. But somebody, it's also possible that someone's giving to 2 here, giving to more than one person. Maybe you, maybe someone you're dealing with. Not necessarily. It could be an equal give and take of energy. So these messages, this reading, these lunar pools, these daily lunar pools are, as always, it is, as always, a message for the collective, for any and all signs. Someone is needing to walk away from something that you likely suspicion is not what it seems. Listen to your subconscious, listen to your dreams. Something is not as it seems, and that it's caused to walk away. There's someone who is a master of the material realm and a brand new beginning here. Or you may be dealing with someone may be dealing with an Aries. There may be an Aries dealing with an Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or vice versa. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo dealing with an Aries, right? One way or the other. And it's a situation where all is not what it seems, and you need to walk away. Yeah. Others of you seem to have a brand new beginning as a master of your material realms, as like an opportunity to invest, gamble, make more money, if not invest money, invest time, invest energy. There's some opportunity to master your physical world or realm to a new level in a way that you haven't yet. And it feels like a new beginning, but if your subconscious, your dreams, any part of you, your intuition, your gut, your instincts is saying maybe this isn't what it seems here, investigate that, because the cards today are saying yes, you may need to walk away from that, because all is not what it seems. You know, this Fool is taking a risk. You may know that there's a risk and not realize it's as great as it is, right? This Fool is taking a risk and living dangerously, living on the edge, very literally here, right? So, yeah, that new beginning can be fatal, right? There's a couple of messages coming through here now, just in shuffling, of working for money earned, earning equal pay for equal work, good pay for hard work. equal pay for good work, whatever that phrase is. You know, earning in return for what you're putting out, even if it's not exactly what you want to do forever or all the time, right? But an equal give and take message is coming through with the 6 and 8 of coins both having shown up there. But now we will go ahead and put a spread out now that we are 5 minutes in. We may start like that more often. That's just how the messages wanted to come out today. So we have our moon in Taurus on October 15th. Still in Libra season, at the end of Libra season. Still really in post-Aries full moon energy. I do hope everyone is making the most of the end of Libra season and the energy of the moon in Taurus. The 3 of Swords, 3 of Air has wanted to come out for a while now as I was preparing for the reading, shuffling and meditating with the deck. Well, really the decks at the time because I wasn't sure which one I was using yet. And could have known that the 3 of Swords would be at the center of this reading. It was meant to be, and something that it's representing was as well, with the Wheel of Fortune card showing here for us. If I didn't say so already, this is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot that we are using, that I'm using for your reading today. If you are interested in this deck, if you like the imagery here, just scroll down to the description box below to get more information on this one and all of the decks that I use in Lunartics Tarot readings. But yeah, it looks like somebody is dealing with a disappointment at the very least, maybe a heartbreak. It's sort of on a spectrum, of course, like these readings almost always are. Interesting. Okay. Past the 2 of Fire, 2 of Wands. So you have decided on a direction. It looks like in the recent past. This may have broken somebody's heart. It may have created a 3-party situation specifically for some. For others, it may have just been disappointing news to deliver or receive. That you had chosen the path, the direction that you ended up deciding upon. But you were creating your destiny. You were creating your future. So, but you know, some of you, this is your heartbreak, your disappointment. So maybe you chose the wrong person, the wrong path, invested in the wrong person or wrong path, right? And there was that message for you to be careful of your investments. So for some of you, that was past energy coming through. That's where you've been. Where you're headed is the 3 of Earth in the near future, and that King of Earth shows again for in the more distant future what you are headed toward. But in divine timing, and this heartbreak, this disappointment, for some it may have just been missed communication. You may have just missed a call or just, you know, miscommunicated with someone you had a connection with. It looks like making this decision that we saw at the beginning of the reading is what is going to alleviate any fears, worries, doubts, insecurities, sleepless nights, insomnia, anxieties, if I didn't say that already, that some of you may have been going through. We saw that in shuffling there as we prepared, and it's like, you know, it's like you decided on a direction, right? You chose a direction, you used your free will to choose a direction, a path that you felt contributed to creating the future, the destiny that you really wanted, that you could see yourself getting behind for a long time, for forever, that you could see yourself It's always supporting, always choosing, right? You have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Air on the bottom of the deck. So overall, you know, I do feel like this is about you all, those in the Lunartics collective who do resonate with this message, or find you do in the near future, right? These are intended to be predictive. So there's that. There's always that. But with the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck and the King of Earth in the more distant future, I do feel that overall this is about you all manifesting what you want in the physical realm, mastering your physical realm, your relationships, but especially your resources. So maybe your finances, your home, the management of your physical well-being all around, right? Through knowing, living, speaking, sharing your truth, and or shifting your perspective in a key way, right? So I do feel like overall for most that's what this is about. And the fact that the Two of Swords can also mean it is often a fork in the road, someone being of two minds about something, which is what is happening here, right? You're of two minds. Some in the collective here are of two minds about something at this time. And yet, as I just said, you just recently already chose a direction in attempting to create your destiny. And then immediately afterwards, what's happening right around the time you're finding this is there's a major disappointment on that path, right? There's a major disappointment, miscommunication, heartbreak, letdown. There's a major letdown on that path. And the reading is saying that is destined, that is meant to be. It is happening to ensure that everything on your destined path falls out in divine timing. There are 2 3s here. So 33 may hold an additional message, but the other 3 is this 3 of Earth telling me that you're headed toward this collaboration, which it may just be a necessary collaboration that you don't exactly love, but it looks like it's a destined one with the Wheel of Fortune sandwiched in here between those 2 3s, right? So again, 33 may hold an additional message for you around this time. It may, have just some specific particular significance for you. But in any case, you've made this decision. You chose the path that you thought led to the destiny you wanted to create for yourself. There's a major letdown. I feel like almost immediately afterwards, or at a key time afterward. Again, it is fated, and I think for a lot of you that means that this decision is fated. You're meant to be faced with whatever this heartbreak, disappointment, or miscommunication leaves you deciding. Now you have to choose again. Do you stay on the path? Do you choose a new path? Or if it left you no option to stay on it, what are your choices now? How do you respond to this being the first, this disappointment, this heartbreak even, or if it's just a miscommunication, I'd say you're really lucky compared to those who are dealing with something a little more devastating. How do you respond to this being the first event or pit stop or roadblock, or however you picture it, on your path, your chosen path, the one where you feel you're using your free will to create your own destiny, and this is what you're met with? How do you respond to that? Because that choice again is what frees you from these anxieties and fears and doubts and worries. It's sort of like this vicious perpetual cycle right now, where those fears and doubts and worries are keeping you from deciding how to move forward from this point. And that's what will get you unfrozen out of that fearful, worrisome space, is to make a decision about how to move forward now, where to move forward now. Some of you need to decide why first. I really overall feel like no one needs to be just trying to decide when. That's a lot of what the problem is now, or why there are things happening that you disagree with, I guess now, is because divine timing is playing out. So that's deciding a lot of wins. And, you know, it's lining you up, like I said, for this collaboration, whether it's necessary or not. It is likely having a lot to do with you doing work that you love to do for some reason. There's something about this work that you love, or the reason why you're doing it is for love of the work or whomever you may be providing for, I suppose. But in doing that work, that for most of you, it's work you love to do, and work you love to do so much you don't notice the time passing. So you're like willing to be in this collaboration, this, even if it's just a necessary one. Some of you may be lucky and it's a playful collaboration where you all are friends as well. But in any case, engaging in that type of work where you can find something you love about it, or you just love it to the max in general, is what's going to lead you to mastering your physical material realm, your physical needs, your physical world, and just in some new way. Again, where you're living, managing that, or your finances specifically, or maybe feeling like you've got your job, your work and long-term income even on lockdown. This ultimately what this at the center of the reading breaks down to is that this heartbreak, this misfortune is fortunate. This heartbreak, this disappointment or miscommunication is seemingly, you know, such a letdown, perceived that way for many, when it's the first thing that happens on a chosen path that feels destined, and yet you're using your free will to create your future. When the first thing that happens is this event, it feels so much like a letdown, but it is good fortune, good luck, or in that state of heartbreak, you're met with then another event that is very fortunate. It's good luck, and for some, this is good fortune, good luck in the form of an opportunity, a fortunate opportunity that you don't get to choose how and when and where it presents itself, but you do have to take advantage of it. You're responsible for recognizing it and taking advantage of it. So it may be this collaboration that is simply necessary. And for a lot of you, what your choice is about is simply deciding, are you going to dwell on this heartbreak, this disappointment, this letdown, or are you going to engage in this necessary collaboration that for a lot of you also has to do with work you love to do? And in just making that decision, you can alleviate a lot of these fears and doubts and worries. Because if you decide to dwell on the heartbreak, I think you'll recognize that you regret your choice fairly soon afterward. But for most of you, you would just go ahead and invest your time and energy in this new work, new collaboration, new commitment to work, and so ultimately your physical health and wealth. For a lot of you, you do just need a new perspective on what this heartbreak, this disappointment is to you, how you can reframe it to see it as this fortunate opportunity, or you need a new perspective on maybe what doing this work that you love to do could mean to you. Maybe it's really worth a collaboration that someone thinks it isn't. But for many of you, there's just been this truth that's been exposed. You started down this path that you're paving for yourself, paving your own destiny, right? And there's just this truth exposed. Something comes to light, and it is heartbreaking news. And it feels like, for a lot of you, regret. That you regret having walked that path. I think that's what a lot of this worry, doubt, fear is, that if you continue to make these choices for yourselves in work and love and life moving forward, that you're going to, it's like the events just taught you that it's just going to happen again, right? That if you, it's self-doubt, right? Fear that if you keep making choices for yourself, you're going to bring yourself more heartache, more heartbreak. That when you learn the truth of the path you've chosen, who you've chosen, what you've chosen, it'll just disappoint you again. But really, this is just one instance. And yes, for some of you, it's one more. But still, it's a matter of... It's a matter of expectations that were placed around this, choosing this path. The energy around this Two of Wands, Two of Fire is that, you know, in making this choice and paving this path to your own destiny, you were very excited. And the enthusiasm behind it partially came from feeling like you deserved this. You were ready to embark and you deserved what was coming. So you're doubting yourself now. Like, where are you going to lead yourself into more of these heartbreaking situations? And it's just something that needs to be just shaken off. That's just the way the cookie crumbled. You just had high expectations. Were correct in assuming that there is a time of smooth sailing coming for you. There's just been this bump in the road first, and for some it feels like much more. It feels like just hitting rocks entirely, but you're clearly not blocked, not stopped. These aren't even in reverse. This is your future, your near future, and your more distant future. So you have a lot going for you. You have opportunities presenting themselves because other things have exited your life, because that path has blocked certain ways forward, right? Yeah, and it does look clear that your options are your option here is to dwell on the disappointment or move into this collaboration. And if it seems like something you want to resist, then I say this again, this is on the bottom of the deck. A lot of you need a new perspective, because in truth that collaboration might expedite your progress, and this can also resonate in the way of saying that this truth being exposed, though it has caused some damage, of course, has expedited your progress. It always will. It can be painful, of course, but it, you know, gives us something real to build on. And that's exactly what you're doing, using what you have that's real, the truths that you have that are real, the connections, the collaborations, the loves, the chosen path, using what you have that's real, utilizing what you have that's real to build more and more and manifest more and more of what you want in that reality. Master the physical aspect of it. And this mental aspect needs to be dealt with, handled, mastered first and foremost in order to get there, which I think it's clear that it means making this choice, and making this choice before someone or something else makes it for you. When you see the Two of Swords, it's just Two of Air, even upright. It still is a decision that needs to be made before someone else ends up making the decision for you. Someone else's free will, circumstances, things change with time, etc. And the Two of Swords is also saying, it's showing someone who is peacefully armed, right? And you are internally peacefully armed with the truth that belongs to you here. Yes, it feels like a fork in the road and you're of two minds about something, but you know which way is right to move forward, even now. Some part of you. If you can't connect with it right now, it lives in there somewhere. You are always peacefully armed with that knowledge. You are always peacefully armed with the ability to talk to your subconscious, interpret your dreams, listen to your intuition, and you know that truth, which way is forward for you now. So with that, I think we will leave our lunar pool for October 15th there. Thank you so much for supporting Lunartics Tarot in all of the ways that you all always do. It is so appreciated. Yeah, and if you need a personal reading, just scroll down to the description box down below. Check out all of your options and links there. And I look forward to doing another lunar pool for you all just as soon as I can. Again, enjoy the energy of the Taurus moon.